Pretty sweet spot, right? So I'm actually headed over to the coast right now, but this river just happens to be along the way, so I thought I'd stop by and get a cool view on the way to the coast. And a cool view it was. Collectively, I've lived in Oregon for about 1.5 years now. And what I mean by collectively is that I used to live here during 2020 in the middle of the pandemic, and then I had to leave here. I was living back in LA. I was living on the road for a little bit, and I just moved back about 8 or 9 months ago. So yeah, I've been here for 1.5 years collectively, but there's still so much unexplored areas. Like this whole Tillamook forest between Portland and the coast. It's just filled with all kinds of little trails and hidden creeks and rivers and streams and just so much unexplored land, like I said. And now's the time to explore, because we're in slightly good weather. It's summer now. The rain has pretty much ceased for the most part, although it is still kind of cloudy and will rain randomly here and there. But all that said, I'm really excited to get out and do a bunch of exploring this summer. Oh yeah, that's summer weather all right, isn't it? I don't know, maybe not. Maybe summer weather only here in the Pacific Northwest. Yeah, this is exactly what I was talking about. I had no idea that this super epic spot is just right off the side of the highway. I literally just turned off onto one random road, and there's this super cool spot. I don't know if you could actually camp here or not, but like I said, we're going to the coast. I'm not actually stopping here. I just wanted to check out and scope it out. This looks like this could probably be a pretty good spot for fishing. I'm sure a lot of people fish here. Maybe one day I'll have to come back and actually get a few lines out there. Man, this water is freaking clear. Holy. So prime. Kind of bummed I don't have my fishing gear with me, or else I'd give it a little cast right now. All right, let's get to the coast. I'm actually looking for beach access. I know in this area you could drive right onto the beach, and that's where I'm hoping to camp. I tried to come here once in the past, and I thought that you need like a flag and an Oregon OHV or ATV permit. But it turns out, after doing a little bit more research, it looks like if you're just camping in the sand, not driving on the sand dunes, then you don't need that. So fingers crossed we don't need it. And this is exactly why you don't trust the internet, folks. Turns out I got to the spot where you enter the beach, and I went to the campground host because there were signs saying flag required, ATV permit required on all vehicles in the sand. And from what I read online, if you're going to the beach and you're not going to the sand dunes, you don't need a flag, you don't need an ATV permit, you're able to camp on the beach. But all of that was incorrect. To drive onto the sand at all, you need a red flag, and you need your ATV permit, and you're not even allowed to camp on the beach. You have to camp more in the dunes area. So I don't know what the heck the person who distributed this information online was talking about, but just goes to show you should always call ahead of time just to make sure. This here is a projector that I just picked up, and the plan is tonight I'm gonna be setting this up in my truck camper and I'm gonna turn it into a little movie theater on wheels. I'm actually really excited to try this out. I've been thinking about doing this for quite a while now, and I finally pulled the trigger on a projector. So fingers crossed everything works smoothly and I'm able to watch my movie tonight. Before we do that, I'm actually gonna cook dinner right here on the beach. I'm not able to camp here, unfortunately, because you're not permitted to camp on this specific beach overnight. So after I eat dinner, I'm gonna have to go look for another spot to camp. So I've got this steak that I'm gonna be cooking, and first things first, we're gonna whip up a quick marinade for it. While the steak is marinating, we'll go ahead and prep some of the other parts of the meal. I definitely need a second table because this isn't nearly enough table space. Oh my. What in the world? Holy moly. Yo, that was freaking crazy. What the heck just happened? I just glance over and I see the nose of a car just coming up over the rocks. That was wild. You guys think I could do that in the tundra with the camper? You think I could do it? This is just some rice that I'm heating up. I cooked it at my apartment, so I didn't have to make rice out here because that would just be one extra step that I don't really want to do right now. Not gonna lie, out of all the meals that I've cooked while camping, in my truck camper, on the road, so on and so forth, I think this was the most difficult. There were so many different parts that I had to take care of, and just being outside in the sand, it just makes everything that much harder. So hopefully it was worth the effort. It looks delicious. Some of the ingredients that I cooked first are probably cold by now. That's just the nature of YouTube though. Oh, beautiful. Absolutely. So this was kind of like a Chipotle inspired steak bowl. A lot of different components to have to prepare. Oh, it's really good though. Not a bad place to have dinner. Got all that to clean. Good times. All right, well, as tempted as I am to stay here for a little bit longer, because there's a lot of other people here right now having campfires, since I can't spend the night here, I'm just gonna leave and find somewhere that I can spend the night. Wow, it's much later now, and after we last spoke, I actually drove up and down the beach, assessing whether or not I could spend the night there, but there weren't really any good spots. They were all like really sloped, and then there was a lot of spots that the sand was completely wet, so I was kind of worried about the high tide. And since I didn't have the tide charts, I didn't have internet access, I decided that I would just head out and go look for a spot elsewhere. I didn't know that it was going to be so hard to find a spot. I mean, I don't think I've ever had that difficult of a time finding a spot. I drove around and around and around, and there was just no overnight parking signs everywhere, and there's just no spots that seemed good and safe and comfortable. So I was just driving for a long time. I ended up just driving 30 minutes north of where I was. It's 11:40 now, so it's really late. That being said, unfortunately, I'm not going to be able to bust out the projector today, so that'll have to wait till another day. For now, I'm really tired, and I think I'm just going to try to get some shut-eye. Now, in case you're wondering where I ended up parking for the night, I'm actually right on the coast, parked on the side of the road, beautiful ocean view. I've stayed here in the past, I think sometime last year. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it was last year sometime. So I know that it's a good spot to get a good night's sleep. You'll see in the morning when there's light out, I'll show you what a beautiful view it is, because it is a pretty epic spot. All right, folks, well, I think I'm just gonna end the video here. I know things did not go as planned this video, and unfortunately, that's just the way it works out sometimes when you live this type of life. This is a first for me, though. I really haven't ever experienced that difficult of a time looking for a spot to spend the night. So I don't know if I was just being over selective or if things just weren't lining up for whatever reason. But I think it's also good to showcase that to you guys because it's not always so easy to find great spots. I know in a lot of my videos, I typically find some pretty awesome spots, and that's totally by chance a lot of time, and so it doesn't always work out like that. But anyways, thank you guys like always for watching. You guys go out there and go on some adventures of your own, live life, beat the status quo, y'all know the drill. Enjoy the rest of your day, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace. I'm squinting so much right now because it's like super bright, and my eyes have been acclimated to sunglasses, which I don't have right now, so it's even worse. All right, adios.